Alrighty, fanboys and fangirls, we are now on the fourth part of our ever-going series of what I'm calling
The Winter of Soundcore.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a Pepto-Bismol. But anyway, continuing with our ever-growing series, after taking a look at the A2NC Plus, we are now going to dive into a pair of earbuds that had a huge splash in the summer that I missed out on, the Life P3. Now these earbuds have been one of the heavily requested reviews that I have gotten from a lot of people that have been looking for me to review, so you got your wish. So we're gonna take a look at these earbuds and figure out where do they stack up and how they perform and if I recommend them or not, because despite the price tag, they've got a lot of strong grounds and they're covering up. All that on the episode, so stay tuned. Alrighty, first thing up is, of course, the earbuds themselves. Now, out of the box, the charging case is actually very solid. It's smaller, it's lighter, and actually is tinier in comparison to the Liberty Air 2 Pro, which I will be using references throughout the video because there's something you guys need to know about that before I go any further. But anyway, continuing on, the earbuds themselves have a nice mini packaging. They come in this nice charging case. I picked the navy blue color, which is very, very nice. Now, when you look at the earbuds themselves are basically the Liberty Air 2 Pros, but with some slight differences that are giving me some nostalgia vibes. For starters, the earbuds themselves have, instead of a matte finish, they have a gloss finish, but it highlights the color very nicely. And it actually reminds me of the Liberty Air 2s. So I actually like the throwback look with the gloss. But with that said though, the gloss finish does make it a little slippery in the ears after you wear it for a certain amount of time. So that is something to take note of. But anyway, digging deeper, inside of it, you of course have your magnets, which of course hold the earbuds into place and holds them in, once again, very sturdy. Now again, another cool thing that I have is the pairing button on the inside, which is nicely placed. And then at the very bottom, you have a Qi wireless charging pad and a USB-C connector. Overall, when it comes to the earbuds, they do fit nicely. They come with an array of ear tips. And of course, they do come with a USB-C connector in the box. So overall, when it comes to the build quality, the earbuds and everything, solidly built and actually very nice and minimal when you put them in your pocket, and they have a nice design. Alrighty, let's get down to the specs. Now, of course, these Bluetooths are 5.0, so that's something standard that we've seen with all earbuds. But taking a look, they have an oversized 11mm driver, of course, wireless charging. They are IPX5 water rated, so you can work out with them. When you use them, they give you 7 hours of playtime and give you 28 hours in the charging case for a total of 35 hours, which is pretty standard nowadays. And of course, they do have active noise canceling, which we will discuss in just a second. They do support the Soundcore app, which we will also discover. And lastly, they also tout clear calls via 6 microphones, which we will give you guys a sample at the end. When it comes to the active noise canceling, I gotta say, they're okay. But they could be a lot better. And the reason I say that is because of how well they'll fit in your ear. Now for me, the noise canceling was pretty decent, but it wasn't as strong as the Liberty Air 2 Pros, which is something that I can confirm because I still use Liberty Air 2 Pros. But with that said though, I do think it also has to do with that gloss, the gloss finish, because it does slip and it does cause sound leakage to come into my ear. So that is something to take into consideration when you are using them, because as you wear them and the more they wear them, that gloss finish can rub off and of course make them fall a little bit more easier. But I did notice the transparency is very good. I actually heard a lot more around me in comparison to the Liberty Air 2 Pros. And lastly, the normal just turns everything off and you can cycle through with them. So overall, when it comes to the active noise canceling, they're pretty solid, not bad. Now, of course, we get to the sound quality. Now, as you know, with all my reviews, I give you guys a sound sample and then I'll discuss the sound quality. So here you go. I gotta tell you guys, after using the sound quality on these and listening to them back and forth, I gotta tell you, man, They are basically the Liberty Air 2 Pro sound signature. These earbuds are basically Liberty Air 2 Pros. However, though, there are some differences. The sound signature ultimately has the same emphasis as the Liberty Air 2 Pros, where the low end is nice pronounced, the mids are in there, but it's a little bit muddy, but the high end is nicely reproduced. Of course, every Life series has the bass up technology, which I will discuss in just a second. But the sound signature is ultimately the same as Liberty Air 2 Pros. The only difference is that the Liberty Air 2 Pros are able to stream at a higher res thanks to LDAC support, which they recently received in a software update. So that's one of the biggest differences when it comes that I've noticed. Because ultimately, when you put them side by side, they sound very similar. So there really is hard to distinguish any difference. But if it wasn't for that LDAC, I would have said that you could really just get away with either one. But because the Liberty Air 2 Pros have LDAC, it allows for a better sound quality wirelessly. But overall, in the sound quality, it is very nice. I use my customized EQ, which you guys have seen in many of my videos, and for the most part, it's a pretty decent sound quality. The bass is nice, the mids come in clear once you've tweaked them, and the treble is nice, and overall, it just has a nice profile. Now, with the bass up technology, you can up the bass quality, and I did actually find myself enjoying the bass up technology this time around. This is one of those few times when I actually enjoyed the bass up on a pair of earbuds, because I've never been a fan of bass up with the exception of the speakers that they make. So overall, when it comes to sound quality, it's okay, it's pretty good, but the Liberty Air 2 Pro comparison is pretty strong on this one. Alrighty, now let's get to the microphone quality. I'll let you guys be the judge of it. Here's a microphone sample, and you tell me what you think. This is a microphone test of the Soundcore Life P3. This is me in an outdoor environment with ambient noises such as wind, car noises, dogs, everything. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of the microphone quality outside? This is a microphone sample of the Soundcore Life P3. This is an indoor sound, so there's no noises, just me. And alrighty, last thing up is the app support. Now with the app support, they give you a lot of features right off the bat. Despite the bass up technology, you get gaming mode, which reduces the latency if you're playing a game, but that does toggle off your EQ settings. So remember, gaming mode is an EQ on its own that helps to reduce latency. Of course, you can customize the touch and controls. They have double tap gestures, hold and play. Again, one of the other things that I noticed with the Life series is that Soundcore does restrict and hold back a lot of features that can be brought over with software. I don't know if that's a way to limit the comparisons, but the double tap, play and hold, for me anyway, single and double is fine, but adding that triple tap makes it more useful. So I feel like Soundcore is deliberately holding back certain features and giving them to the premium earbuds, but on the P3 they work well. But I do notice that they do need to be a little bit more snappier. So I think that's something they could fix in the software department. A really cool feature that you will find in the app is the Find My Earbuds. This is something that's not even present on any of the Liberty headphones, which is actually very shocking, because this allows you to play a sound if you lose your earbud, if it's connected, and you'll be able to find them, which is a very useful feature and one that I really enjoy on these earbuds, and I wish the Liberty series would have that feature. So that's a pretty good feature. And then lastly, they also have this sleeper kind of thing. I never use it, but some people find it useful. So overall, what do I think of the P3? Now, let me just say this. If the Liberty Air 2 Pros didn't exist, I probably would keep these more because of the features that it has versus what the Liberty Air 2 Pros have. But with that said though, it's a toss-up. Because you can go this route because they are affordable, they aren't as expensive, and they do offer a very similar experience to the Liberty Air 2 Pros. But the Liberty Air 2 Pro does beat it out in terms of LDAC if you have an Android, and I do find that the sound signature is slightly better on the Air 2 Pros, but solely focusing on these earbuds, they are a very solid pair. They deliver in every area, but I do feel they could be more elevated with the exception of features that Soundcore could add over time. And one of the things that I appreciate about them is also the minimal design. I do enjoy these earbuds and I definitely recommend them, but my negatives would have to be the limited features in terms of the touch control. I think the sound quality is okay, but I feel the comparison between the two is very iffy, so that might be a negative for some people, probably not for me. And lastly, the gloss finish. While I enjoy it, it does slip out a lot. So it was a little bit irritating to have to fix them here and there, but that's what you get with earbuds like that. So you're gonna have to make the trade-off, but overall, the Life P3 are actually a very solid pair of earbuds, and I actually did enjoy them. And I would probably consider taking them over the Liberty Air 2 Pros, but of course that leaves us the door open for another review. So we'll have to wait and see. But anyway, guys, that's the end of this review. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, you can hit the dislike button. That helps circulate my videos as well. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all on the next episode. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Take care, stay safe. Leave some comments down below. I will be able to answer your comments if you have any questions or concerns. Thank you for watching, and peace!